Almost 2 months ago, a stranger mailed me a thumb drive labeled Sarge and a cryptic message that I would be able to somehow save New York and get something done on the back of his deceased mother's matter of estate. My cyber awareness training told me I should not plug this thumb drive into a computer. I did. I plugged it into an old beat up, what's it called? Desktop, laptop, tablet. I plugged it into an old beat up tablet that I wouldn't care if it blew up in the middle of this thing going inside of it from whatever horrible viruses this could possibly contain. But alas, the videos on this wouldn't open on it. So I sent it to one of my cybersecurity weirdos that follows the Angry Cops page and had him open it up, scan it for any malware, and then upload the videos, because there was 3, so that I could see them. Today, we're going to watch what was on this thumb drive. If you haven't seen the previous videos of this, check it out. It's interesting. But to recap, the letter that came with this thumb drive said, "Hi, Angry Cop. Senior Chief said to make him a report." The first 2 parts are the best. The first 2 28-minute long videos. The part to Sarge is good. I'm assuming it's the third 28-minute long video. Go on, listen to the report. Maybe you can help defend New York. Signed, Gary. Now, I'm not going to give out Gary's last name because I don't dox people and I don't snitch. And we're going to watch some of Gary's video, but in order to protect Gary's identity, I'll be blurring out his face. But before we break down Gary's video and the report that he's trying to make to me, a word from our sponsor. True Classic, the premium apparel brand for all men's active, outer, and loungewear, plus essentials. Come on, fellas, let's face it. If you want something quality, you gotta pay the price. Otherwise, you're gonna end up looking like a slob. But with True Classic, you don't have to settle. True Classic fits come a little tighter in the arms and the chest and a little looser on the abdomen to show off your masculine features. Huh? Tight and nice shirts turning into crop tops every time you raise your hands. True Classic takes care of that. Not unable to be seen. As a part of the Thick Boy Running Club, I personally love their pants. I squat heavy, and if I want pants to fit my thighs, they're usually 8 inches bigger than what my waist should be. But not with these fantastic Cheetos dress pants. Dress pants that have the flexibility and style that thick boys like me are looking for. High knees. Dress pants with high knees. Judo kick. Ha, yeah, yeah. Can't do that in a normal pair of your dress pants. And if you've got no style and can barely pick out a pair of matching socks, True Classic has sets of 3, 6, and 9 pre-arranged outfits, which makes pairing and dressing a lot easier. Now, for a limited time, you can get 25% off your entire order by using code AngryCops, but only for a limited time. And look at these jeans! Oh, just the right amount of give in all the right places. I'd wear these when I go to a all-you-can-eat barbecue. So check out trueclassic.com and use code AngryCops or click the link below. Okay, timeline. Gary, 2016. Something happened in 2016 and he wants to tell me about it. Let's go, Gary.
Hi, Mr. Hines. I recorded this thing I sent to some seal. I had a report I was making to these seal guys, all right? I thought I'd send it to you, like, might be helpful.
Is there a report that you can send to SEALs? Like a police report? Gary, I don't know what kind of report that you send to SEALs, but if you're trying to send a police report, I may not even be in your area, man.
Maybe, you have more credibility. You can go talk to some cops. I mean, it's shareable, all right?
Just as a good rule of thumb, folks, I can't help everybody out with police stuff just because I are one, all right? Still got to call 911. But let's carry on, Gare. Let's see how we're doing.
All right.
Gare, I don't know where you're from, but I already love your all right. I love your all right. It's the best.
All right.
It's contagious is what it is.
Hi, Mr. Nick Hines, Mr. Sarge.
It's not Nick Hines. You're close, but not really.
My name's Gary. I have 35,000 kids.
Gary, did you say you've got 33,000 kids?
35,000 kids.
Yep, that's what I thought. 35,000. Okay, we might be dealing with somebody that has a loose grip on reality, and I feel like the further that we go into this, it's gonna be more and more apparent.
I looked you up on the internet, on Twitter, I guess. Says you're an ordained minister. Oh my word, I'm gonna have to not cuss. My sister, she worked for a church for a long time, man. She was like a librarian. She'd do foreign work for a church. She wasn't a nun or anything, but what do they call that?
You mean missionary, Gare? Gare, what does your sister being a missionary have to do with the report, Gare?
I don't know. Anyway, like, all right, let's see if I don't talk myself into a mad state. I want to make a little report, but I got some stuff I said to Senior Chief, and I was reviewing it. I want to talk to this Navy SEAL, get a little report in.
What report are you sending to a Navy chief? And how am I supposed to get this to the Navy chief? I thought I was supposed to send this report to the Navy chief, Gare. Get to the report.
Okay, but I was talking to Senior Chief. I was trying to tell him about,
Senior Chief, is he talking about Halo? You talking about Halo? Senior Chief Gare, he's not real. I don't know who to send. I don't know how to send a report to Halo Senior Chief Gare.
These guys were telling me, like, test out your communications and see if they work. Like, try your comm. Like, try out your communications, see if it works.
Gare, I think you need to work on your communications, bud. I don't even know what report. We're 3 minutes into this video that you sent me, and I don't know what report we're talking about yet.
Are they fixing to shoot me like they just done in Prince, you know? Like, remember Prince 2016? He had a problem with fentanyl, okay? He had it hidden all around his house.
Prince! Gare, who is trying to kill you? Who killed Prince? Where's this going? Gare, I don't think anybody's trying to take you out or Prince. Prince, died of a drug overdose and, put fentanyl all over his house. I'm sure it was just there. Prince, I'm sure, was known to dabble. Gare, are you trying to say that you do fentanyl? Please don't do fentanyl, Gare.
Gwen Stefani was making songs about it. She was doing, it's sort of weird, okay? I was talking to Gwen and crew for a little while.
You talked to Gwen Stefani? Gare, I'm starting to think that this is up here, my guy. I don't think you've got 33,000 kids and you're talking to Gwen Stefani.
They're singing, I forget one, away. Finally, it's took. Don't you know?
Don't you know? Don't you know? Gary, you have the voice of an angel. I'll tell you that much. I may not know where you're going with this entire ordeal, but you've got one heck of a voice. Don't you know?
There's a thing about fentanyl, all right? They give it to old folks. They'll put it in a patch and put it on their skin in really small amounts and stuff. But it makes you apathetic, like you don't care, okay?
God, I love the way he says okay.
Okay. I forgot what we're talking about. Oh, check your communications, see if they work. So I go to see if my communications work. Some of it does.
Gary, are you trying? Gary, are you messing with me? What communications, Gare? You're not even telling me a full story. You're saying like half of a story and then hoping I get it? Come on, Gare. Communications. Let's communicate, Gare. Okay.
But I kind of was getting away from you guys. I'll go talk to some Russians. In some ways, it kind of worked out. I got catfish, man. I actually gave this girl, I thought she was one of my in-laws. I gave her like $5,000, all right? So she could get away from a serial killer.
Gary, don't give money to strange people that you think are your in-laws, especially if it's $5,000. And how did you confirm that she was being chased by a serial killer? Obviously, your money helped, or because you're still talking to her. All right, so we've got a report you want to tell me, Gare. We've got Prince getting killed off, and you don't want to die like Prince, and Gwen Stefani sung about it, even though he was alive then. And now you're giving money to girls getting chased by serial killers. Gary, where is this going? I want to follow you. Gary, where is this going? Gary, I'm more intrigued with every word that you say in this story, even though I may not understand it.
And so they got catfish. I end up talking to a bunch of fucking Russians, like Russian soldier girls. End up talking to ones like Putin and stuff. I was talking to Russian generals. I could mention some others, like they're recognizable, like Zhukov.
Gary, don't talk to the Russians, Gare. Don't talk to the Russians. I don't want Zhukov taking your money like this serial killer friend of yours. She wasn't a serial killer. She's running from a serial killer friend of yours.
There's a thing about going by what it looks like. As an ordained minister, you may know about, okay? There's a thing I used to go to church when I was a kid, okay? And they'd, Conrad Burton, they make like movies like Conrad Birdie, I don't know. But like, anyway, when you all file out of the church, you want to shake your hand or at least see who it is. Okay, like there's other people that do like physical and facial characteristic recognition, like me.
Garrett, why would a pastor know about character recognition? And are you talking about facial recognition?
Indian tribes do that. They'll have like a grandma and she'll get to say whether or not two people get to get married and stuff. All right. There's a thing you probably know about, like facial recognition, is that it only works half the time, okay? There's a funny incident. Whitey Bulger, have you heard of him? He was like a gangster. I do this character recognition, okay? I got a problem with AI. I could go talk to some European girls, like girls from Germany, like girls from Kitzingen. I was in the army, okay? I was stationed. I signed up to be a carpenter at Fort Ord. They made me go be like 11 Boo, like a rifleman in Germany.
Gary, what is kissing in? What does that have to do with a report? What is AI to you? Is AI artificial insemination or artificial intelligence? Because you're talking about facial recognition, but not, and it only works 50% of the time, and then Whitey Bulger, and now we're on to Russians in Germany and Kissinger.
So let me think, what are we talking about? How much time? Oh, I gotta do it in like 20-minute sections. I'm doing okay. Hi, Mr. Nick.
Gary, I don't know what we're talking about. It's been 20 minutes. You've been talking to me for 20 minutes, and I don't know what we're talking about. Prince, Gwen Stefani, facial recognition, Kissinger, Germany.
Oh, my phone. Not now. Hang on. Let me at least stop it. Hello. These guys keep calling. They just ring. Not going. Phew.
Answer your phone, Gare. And what do you mean not now? We don't even know where we're at, and we're 20 minutes into this video. By the way, nice flip phone, Gare. Why did I know he was gonna have a flip phone?
I'm a failure as an international porn star.
Gary, what? That had to do with anything. I feel like this is an episode of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Who is Pepe Sylvia?
These guys encourage me to be fucking like a porn star, to go on Chatterbait as well. This girl, like, she's related to judges and stuff. And like, the thing is, like, I could actually probably fake my way through it.
What does Chatterbait, women on Chatterbait, related to judges, have to do with anything? And what are you faking your way through, Gare? Are you faking your way through this conversation?
I wanted to talk to girls. I'm trying to give you my excuse, you know, like I'm...
Oh, Gare, stop trying to tell me what to talk to girls.
I wanted to talk to girls from Kitzingen, and I wanted to see if I could make a swarm.
Gary, how are you making a swarm? Is a swarm a lot of you? Would a swarm be your 33,000 children? Gary, what does this have to do with the report that you want to tell me?
Okay, I'm a failure as a porn star, but I should have kept my jeans on. I was gonna keep my jeans on and just talk. There's girls on there that do that, okay? She's dressed, you know. Sometimes she gets sexy and shows some of her ass. Like, woo. It really pulls you in, man.
Gary, you're adorable, Gare. You're pulling me in with your nonsensical story report, Gare. I'm slowly falling for you. You're reeling me in, Gare. I feel like you're reeling me in.
I got introduced to these girls. This girl, her mom's like supposedly a high-ranking judge. That was in the mid-'80s. They made songs about her. I want to be your sledgehammer, okay?
I want to be your sledgehammer. The Peter Gabriel song?
So where did we get so far? Oh, I'm a failure as an international porn star. Like, I wanted to make a swarm, and it's sort of funny what happened. Okay.
Is that where we're at? Okay.
I mean, I have half kids, half Stalin. I just don't know how to adjust to it, sir.
Gary, that's not how things work. Two guys don't simultaneously hit an egg and then create their kids.
So, like, I'm watching, like, serial killer Hollywood FBI's hooking up with, like, American military. And I'm seeing, like, I'm over, like, on this porn site talking to some Russian soldier girls. And this here's Nady, just as, like, you know, like, all of Wagner group gets, what do they call it? Vulcanized. You don't have to say it with a smile, okay?
Gary, how do you know? Are you watching me, Gary? I didn't say anything. Although I was smiling, maybe? I don't even remember.
So where were we? These Russians got a bunch of AI. It looks like these girls I got introduced to back in the mid-'80s, okay?
Okay, we have a breakthrough. The serial killer FBI has linked up with the Republican Party and Russians, joining with the American military, and on the porn site that you visit because you're trying to talk to some people, and the women on the porn site are telling you how the Russians stole our AI, which I'm not sure it was artificial intelligence or artificial insemination right now, because you got 33,000 kids, but you're not good at facial recognition, so I'm not sure. But these women look like, the ones you're talking to, telling you all this information, they look like women that you met in the 80s, like
Sledgehammer Girl, okay? Jean Arthur.
But now you've said a running confession. How does the running confession link up with all this other stuff? Fill me in, Gare.
They're fixing to go do some stuff to some Russians. The set of guys want to do a series of incidences, like tragic, okay? And they also want to give me a running confession all the time they're doing it. These guys was fixing to talk to some Ruskies, all right? Rus, actually. This fixing to talk to some Rus girls, all right? And they're talking about stuff from 2014 that they're getting ready to do that they don't do until 2016.
Okay. So now Gary's talking to these people that are planning in 2014 to do some tragedies that take place in 2016. So bad guys talk to Gare in 2014 about the things they're going to do in 2016 as like some sort of confession as they're doing it. What are they going to do here?
They actually fucked this girl, like, right in front of me, okay? Like, fucking, I just come back from the dentist, man. I think I got a lot of extra work. Weird.
Gary, this story is going off the tracks real fast.
They had an incident. There was a Russian guy. He goes to make a speech at the opening of a museum in Turkey, all right? And a Turkish security guard shoots him, all right? I saw there's some other people at that incident I saw pictures of, like, looks like half me, half Putin.
In Ankara, the Russian ambassador had been making a speech at a photo exhibition. Standing behind him, the assassin. He starts shooting and shouting.
Gary, are you trying to say that one of your 33,000 offspring is the guy that assassinated that dude? Is Gary trying to say that he failed as an international porn star because he didn't actually have sex with all these women? They somehow used AI, artificial insemination, to create a him army of like him and other political leaders across the world to then create terrorist attacks? Gare?
It would have been so bad, but like, it's just, I've never been allowed to recover. I can't make no money on the stock market. I've been getting vandalized. I've been getting vandalized for $8,000 this year, $5,000 for the...
Gary, I don't know if you're actually losing this money on the stock market or if people are scamming you, and I don't know how comfortable I feel talking directly to you now. Gary, stop giving people money over your phone or on the internet. Please keep your money and don't let strangers take your money. We need you to stick around. Maybe buy camera equipment and start a podcast. I'd watch it.
After a while, you kind of figure it out. All right.
Gary, no, we don't. I haven't figured out nothing. I haven't figured out a thing that you've said, man. Well, maybe I have. I'm putting some things together, but figured it out is not the term I would use.
And I want to talk about, like, everyone needs to be better. Like Germans, Russians, Americans. Everyone needs to be better. You need to rethink how you do things. I get encouraged to be diplomatic, like Secretary Kerry and stuff. I get encouraged to be diplomatic, Mr. Sarge. But they're not really sure. It's a very loose cannon. They don't know me too good, you know? So I started telling them, like, the stuff I learned. I actually studied Soviet studies, you know? Like, I have to remind people every now and then, no, I'm not a communist, okay?
Well, Gary, if it makes you feel better, I don't think you're communist.
Let me do a joke about topless bars and stuff. Once again, I'm going to cuss a little. I guess I think I'll ruin the whole thing if I don't. You probably don't go to topless bars so much. Takes her out to look at the queen. Only places she's ever been. What the fuck's your name? Is it Peggy or Sue? What the fuck's your name? Can I have this dance with you? Anyway, they got some fake name like Log Off or, like Reset. I don't know.
Gary, we gotta work on your jokes. Your singing voice, however, it is captivating. I will tell you that much. But the joke didn't land. You polish that. Tighten that up.
So, Katy Perry, this Russian girl names herself Katy Perry II. The real Katy Perry's giving me little messages like, they're not too good, you know. Finally, someone told me, man, those are Russians, stop it. Oh, it all fits.
Yeah, Gare, I think that's the most sense you've made so far. Katy Perry's not talking to you. It's a fake Katy Perry trying to talk to you on the porn website. That makes sense. Don't talk to anybody on the porn websites anymore, Gare.
She had a backpack dancer. This dude, he could do robotic moves or something. Like, I don't. He could do robotic dance moves, all right? And someone sticks a backpack on him. So Katy Perry's introducing this guy like, big deal. Look, we brought us a dancer, all right? And he becomes famous a little bit. He's the backpack dancer. So like the next day, the very next day, there was a terrorist bombing in London for an Ariana Grande concert.
Gare, are you telling me that Backpack Kid, who did flossing, all right, which I'm doing right now, the robot dance, hypnotizing, somewhat sexual, talented, yes, that Backpack Kid had a backpack on during a Katy Perry performance, and the following day, the bombings happened at the Ariana Grande concert, and the guy had a backpack? Are you saying that Katy Perry blew up Ariana Grande? I didn't even know that they had beef.
So, how far are we? We got 2 incidences of Novichok. We got Nady gets vulcanized. We got a Soviet general gets shot. We got Katy Perry has a backpack dancer 1 day before a backpack bomber. We have Grimroy. And we have Gilroy. And we have Grinch. And I got a little explanation for you about kazoos, all right? You want to know how to make a kazoo? Okay, 1, they be intoxicated. What it does to them, they is disoriented. 2, they be calling them up in their sleep. That works, man. They call them up during REM sleep. They do stuff like they can make you mad or make you sad. Have you heard of Pavlov's dog? Okay, they at the sound of the ding, you start crying, or at the sound of the ding, you start laughing. They sitting around your bed getting mad. And the third thing is the FBI, the serial killer FBI from Hollywood, okay? They got a screen in your face, and they have the script. They might even write you into it, all right? So, like, they're fixing to get this, they've been getting this guy ready. There'll be a Grinch in the middle of my TV screen, man. It looks to me like one of my kids shot up a bunch of his brothers and sisters. I am very much not happy.
All right, Gare, I'm starting to understand what you're saying now in your report. You're saying that the Hollywood serial killer FBI and the Republican Party, along with Russian spies, have somehow stolen your DNA, AI, given you 33,000 children, and now these children are planning out terrorist attacks. But these terrorist attacks are pre-planned, and they show these terrorist attacks and what they're going to do in commercials or television. So we watch them, we see them, they give the hints on television, and then days, weeks later, the event happens, carried out by your potential offspring, a mix of you and historical leaders. Gary, I think you have schizophrenia. Yeah. This sounds a lot like schizophrenia.
This kid's getting in some conversation, and he says, I'm not scared of you. I'm not scared of you. I better go. Well, that's about the wrap up on our incidences. I wanted to tell you about some other stuff, maybe a little bit. The plane, Bose, the plane.
After watching this video and noticing some of the strange things that Gare said, I contacted a mental health specialist that I happen to know personally, and they gave me a list of things. Let's see if this sounds familiar. Words link together to form sentences, but sentences don't make sense. The over-inclusion of irrelevant details that will impede the sense of getting to the point, repetition of out-of-context words, phrases, or ideas, a lack of connection between ideas, and I don't know if I can say this right, neologism, which is using new words or making words that are currently around mean something else. These are red flags for schizophrenia. Now, I've blurred Gare's face because I don't want anybody to harass Gare. And I genuinely think that Gare is a kind person who seems to be funny and is one heck of a storyteller, even if some or of these stories may be from some sort of delusion. He seems to be fine living on his own. And more power to you, Gare. I guess the only thing to leave you with is be aware that sometimes what may seem as strange and out of place is somebody experiencing life differently. I'm glad that Gare sent me this. Unfortunately, Gare, I can't help you out. And I can't feed into any sort of delusion that you may have where I might be involved. So I won't be going through any more thumb drives or getting in touch with Gary via this medium. But I'd like to thank him for saying hi. And I'm glad that he can enjoy his time hanging out with us, watching whatever shenanigans I post on the internet. Take care, Gary.
All right.
Now, this video wouldn't have been possible if not for Enclave Defense. Enclave Defense is the brilliant tech nerd that broke down and was able to scan the thumb drive for me, owns Enclave Defense. And you can watch his breakdown of how he scanned the thumb drive on his YouTube channel. Right there. Seems pretty straightforward.
Hard work, that's what they say. Hard work, I earn my pay. Hard work.